Hello, and welcome to Tranquil Journeys. I'm Jennifer Pater, and I'm here with Allison Clement, and we are your instructors. Allison and I are both Reiki masters, and between the two of us, we have training in complementary practices such as sound for relaxation, massage therapy, Reiki, and Ayurveda. We've been teaching and affiliated with Images of Hope for over 5 years, and we are hoping to bring healing arts classes to cancer patients, caregivers, anyone affected by cancer or trauma in El Dorado County. We're so happy that you're taking the time to join us today and for your continued support of Images of Hope and our virtual classes. Today, we'll spend time in meditation and practicing lessons of self care, as well as disconnecting ourselves so that we can find greater tranquility within and leaving the session feeling refreshed and nourished and guided by our own inner wisdom. And so now I'll go ahead and turn it over to Allison and we'll get started.
What prompted this topic were a couple things. The first thing that prompted the topic was something that my nephew said to me. It was one of those times, we all have them, where we're doing 10 million things every day and don't really have enough time for ourselves or to take too good a care of ourselves because we're so busy taking care of everything else that needs doing or everybody else that kind of needs caring for. So he said to me, Allison, have you ever heard this saying? You can't pour from an empty cup. That made quite an impression on me. I thought, okay, he's right. I can't really even do a very good job of looking after everybody else in my family if my cup is empty. So that's our first thing to remember from this class, and I thank my nephew for that. You can't pour from an empty cup. So that's what we're going to work on. And the other thing that prompted the emphasis on self-care are all the solar flares we've been having lately. Solar flares, geomagnetic storms, those are the type of solar events that mean maybe you could see the northern lights, the aurora borealis, at lower latitudes than is normally expected. I know it was seen in some very surprising, unusual places because of all the solar activity going on. And what I'm leading up to is that you will probably already think I'm a little wacky. Well, this may confirm it for you, but there are some scientific studies showing that some people have a bit more sensitivity towards electromagnetic fields, and this can do things like disturb sleep or maybe even increase your heart rate a bit, cause a little bit more anxiety. I personally find that when it was several years ago actually, I noticed the correlation between my say if I had a few nights with really poor sleep quality, maybe there was a large solar flare or a geomagnetic storm going on. And then I did some research on it and I found that yes, that does happen. Not everybody feels the effects, but I'm one of those people who do. And during times of a lot of solar activity, a lot of solar flares, things that we can't really do much about. We can't control that, but we can take better care of ourselves at that time. We can make sure we get maybe a little bit longer sleep or an earlier bedtime to make up for waking up a bit more during the night. We can do stress reduction to make up for any kind of feelings that might be intensified during the geomagnetic activity. We can just take better care of ourselves during that time. It does, because it does affect sleep with a lot of people. It intensifies stress. It affects your energy level. So, time for a little self care. There might be a couple of things of interest to you. They call it. Have you ever heard the phrase EMF? It stands for electric and magnetic fields. They it's spoken about when they talk about the effects of power lines on health, um, radiation from cell phones, that type of thing. EMF protection. So I just thought I'd mention a few things that I have done. EMF sensitivity, as I've said, it can cause some problems, especially during solar storms. Um, but has a good side too. It's great for people maybe who practice Reiki or other types of energy healing. It makes you very sensitive to the feelings of energy. It's great for if you do dowsing or whatever. It makes you sensitive to that. Whatever. You can read about it if you want to know more. But a couple things have improved my sleep, and I wanted to share them with you. One of them is called a Faraday bag or a router guard, because a Wi-Fi router causes it results in a radiation. Wi-Fi, I don't know the science of it, but the radiation or electromagnetic energy that comes from it, kind of like a microwave. It's a large generator of that, and it can interfere with sleep, or you can sleep better if you're protected from those waves. And something called a Faraday bag or router guard is something you put over. This is one I got for myself. It has Velcro on this side. You slide it over your Wi-Fi router, and at night I seal it. It does result in less range. You can't get Wi-Fi maybe quite as far away as you did before you put the bag on. So during the day, I slide it off a little bit so that it's not totally covered. During the night before I go to bed, I cover my router completely and seal the Velcro at the back. So I can't see my image on the screen right now because I just see a little thumbnail image. So I'm hoping that you can see this okay on your screen. It's made out of a very fine metal mesh, and that deflects the radiation, keeps it inside, also keeps it blocks it. Another thing, this is a show and tell day. Another thing that I got for myself, I can't feel the effects of it, but I'm figuring, well, can't hurt. It's a I don't know what you would call it. This one I got is called a safe sleeve. It's a cell phone case, and a lot of men get this, or people or women too, if they keep their cell phone in their pants pocket. They like to be protected from radiation on the side there that's facing their body. And in a cell phone case like this, there's a shield on the front, and it's also a sort of a shock guard, which is nice also. And so if you have the front of it facing you, it does block some of the radiation from that side. I can't vouch scientifically for it. You'll have to do some research on that yourself, but I got it for myself. I figure it's worth a try. So when I keep this in my handbag, I always make sure that the protected side is the side lying against my hip when I'm using a shoulder bag or whatever. So I figure no harm in that. But I have seen a real improvement in my sleep from this router guard. I don't know if it's just all in my head, but even if it is, whatever, I'm getting better sleep when I use it. It's kind of like turning off your cell phone when you go to bed at night, or maybe switching your router off. That type of thing. It does help improve sleep. At least it does for me. So I'm sharing that with you. Anyway, so those are some self care tips for times of solar flares or just all the time in general. So it help hopefully improve your sleep and maybe your energy level, and any feelings of stress might help to reduce them. So a little self-care goes a long way no matter what. I'm going to hand it over to Jennifer now for a stress reducing guided meditation.
All right. So today we're going to do a little bit of self massage as we go through our meditation. Um, it's kind of going to be a little bit different than normal, but it is in hopes to really nurture ourselves through touch and self massage. So go ahead and get into a comfortable space. You can be sitting on the floor or in a chair, wherever you feel that you're going to be most comfortable. And it may be a good time to bring out your favorite essential oils if you'd like to add to the environment, or just have them nearby so that you can open the lid, um, just to help enhance the mood of self-care. And I'll tell you really quickly what I have here. I love to use cedar wood. It's a great essential oil for just balancing emotions. And so if you just open the cap and smell cedar wood, it smells really nurturing. And you could also diffuse a drop in your diffuser if you have that, or even just a little bowl of water. You can just put some essential oil in a little bowl of water, a couple drops, and you get the benefit of the scent in your environment. You can also use the essential oils in a carrier oil if you're going to be doing some self massage. You can use a carrier oil like olive oil or almond oil, coconut oil, and just drop your favorite essential oil in there, mix it together, and then use the oil um, on the body. And so cedarwood's a great oil for the body as well as just the mind and smelling the the scent. It really does kind of balance out emotions. And if you're working on yourself and you feel like, man, you just need some rejuvenation and uplift, then peppermint oil is a really great oil for uplifting not only your mood, but also your physical energy can be uplifted by peppermint. So if you need a little spring in your step and you're just feeling like you need to feel more energized in general, then choose peppermint oil. And if you are looking for deep relaxation and just want to um, kind of enhance your meditation and rest, then lavender would be a really great essential oil to use for overall relaxation in the mind and body. Also, it's great for muscle tension. So, lavender is a great oil for using on the body. It's great for the skin, uh, helps the muscles expand and loosen. And so, that's a great oil. You can also put lavender oil on the bottom of your feet before bed. and that really helps stimulate sleep. So those are some of my favorites if you want to integrate those into your session. But just getting back to our space now, we're just going to go through some quick massage therapy techniques over the entire body. And massage therapy in general helps nourish the body and improve more oxygens to all of the cells, removing toxins. And it's a great tool that you can use anytime during your meditation or when you wake up in the morning. The body's stiff from, having been in the bed all night. And so just some self massage, self care can really be helpful in the morning and before bed so that you can get better sleep. Disconnect all of your, um, phone and take yourself away from the media and just come into a space of your own routine before bed of using self-care practices such as massage therapy or energy therapies or essential oils or just those little tools that you have learned over time that you feel you respond to. Bring those into your routines so that you can offer yourself a little bit of self-care throughout the day, especially when you wake up and before you go to bed. And the all of these self-massage techniques help the body and mind to relax together, and that increases overall sensations of wellness, peace, and calm within. So let's get started. Again, you're just going to be in your comfortable seating position, and I'm just going to guide you through the routine very calmly and easily. And we're just going to be using our fingertips and small circular motions over the body and over the points. We're going to be using our palms to do some circular motion over the larger joints of the body. And we'll do a lot of squeezing of the muscles. And you might notice some feelings of tingling or sensations of just different sensations throughout the body as we go through these moves. So we'll go ahead and start with our upper body. And we're going to start with our head. And we're just going to massage the top of the head with our fingertips. So right where the hairline starts, just do some circular movement with your fingertips and work your way from the center of the head to the back of the head, all the way down the back of the base of the neck. There's very powerful acupressure points all over the scalp. So you're really targeting these acupressure points. And then just rub the back of the neck where the head and neck meet. Rub from the center of the head towards the ears, the back of the ears. Just gentle circular motion at a pressure that's comfortable for you. Nothing should hurt or strain. Might want to spend a little time here. This is such an area of tension and tightness. So just really take the time to feel how it is feeling here, noticing if you're tight here or if you Feel like it's loosening as you're doing these circular motions on the back of the neck and head. Make sure to take a breath. And then we'll come back to the top of the forehead, and we're just going to use our fingertips and let our fingertips rest in the center of the forehead right above the eyebrows. And then you're just going to kind of separate your fingertips a little bit so that the index finger is at the top of the hairline and the pinky finger is right above the eyebrows. The other fingers are kind of spread across. And you're just going to let your fingers drift across the forehead, spreading the forehead muscles down to the temples. And then do some circular motion with your fingertips over the temples, very gently here. This is very soothing if you close your eyes and take a breath. Let your shoulders relax too. You don't want to strain as you're lifting your elbows and shoulders to massage your head area. Just do some circular movements here. It feels really good if you want to do that 3 times. It's called the forehead spread. Right away, you can kind of feel the tension of the mind just drifting away. Just let it go for now. Any tension that you feel in your head and neck. And then let your fingertips drift to your jaw. Open and close your mouth. You can kind of feel the jawbone expand. Put a little pressure here with your fingertips as you do some circular motion, releasing the tension in the jaw. A lot of times we don't realize how much tension we have in our jawbone. So just give yourself a minute to check into that area. You can do some light tapping on the jawbone too, loosening the cheeks, muscles in the cheeks. Take a breath. All this work on the face helps strengthen the skin, nourishes the skin. It's really good for the body. And then do some light tapping right under the nostrils and above the upper lip. And tapping on the chin under the bottom lip. And stroking your neck just very gently. I like to do everything about 3 times. And then give yourself a little massage on your shoulders. You're just going to squeeze the shoulders, starting right at the neck where the neck meets the shoulder, and then work your way out to the top of the arm. Feels really good to just notice if you have some tightness in your shoulder. If you find a spot, you can just kind of massage that area. I like to use pressure on my elbow here to just kind of help myself reach to the back of my neck and squeeze a little firmer. So you're just squeezing. When you get to the shoulder joint, you can just do some circular motion around the entire joint using your palm. And then just go to your other side. Again, Squeezing the back of the neck and shoulders. Taking another deep breath. Now I feel all of the tension leaving my shoulders and neck area. It feels great. And again, do that circular motion over the shoulder joint. And on this side, we can do some squeezing of the top of the arm here. Come down to your elbow and do some circular movement here. And then squeeze the forearm. Muscles right here in the forearm get so sore from typing or holding our devices. So really, you can really squeeze there and find that it might be tight. Squeeze the wrists and do some circular movement around your wrists. And then just squeeze and press on each of your fingers. And again, pay attention to what you're feeling. Maybe you notice some areas where you want to spend a little more time, where you just feel some tension. If you find a spot, just go ahead and spend a little more time massaging that area with your circular movements, squeezing or pressing. Make sure you do the other arm as well. And this doesn't have to take a long time. You can do this pretty quickly. Or if you feel like you want to spend more time, you can spend more time depending on what your day is looking like. But it's just taking a moment for yourself, offering yourself a chance for healing and becoming aware and noticing where you might need to pay attention to in the body. So once you've done those areas and stretched and squeezed each finger and pressing the tip of the finger, then you're done with the upper body. The upper body feels great. Take a breath here. And let's move on to our torso. And just however you're sitting, just start to shift in your seat forward and back, just barely. Noticing if you have tightness in your hips. Just do forward and back, nice and gently. Don't want to strain. And then maybe just tip yourself from one side to the other. Just feeling a little stretch in the hips and lower back and torso area. Just moving our top half of our body from the lower half. And if you feel like it's comfortable for you, just do a very small twist. If you want to twist your body and look over your other shoulder, you can do that. Or if it's not comfortable to twist, just look from one side to the other very gently and slowly. offering your body a chance to stretch through the midsection, through the back of the spine. But just do what is comfortable. So if it's just more comfortable to look over your shoulder rather than twist, that is fine too. It still gives you the benefit of stretch. And take another breath. And let's just do a chest opener. I like to start with my palms on my chest. And then we're going to imagine energy that we're just going to press away from our heart. So press and then expand your arms out and open as far as you feel comfortable. Imagine just sharing all of your love and energy to the world. And then you're just going to use your fingertips and kind of collect all the energy back to you that's good and healing. Bring it back to your chest, back to you. Breath. And this time when you do this exercise, try to press your belly, your below your navel belly area out. This is a great way to expand your breath very deep into the abdomen. So we're going to press our belly out and take a breath. And when you're ready, just expand your arms again, pressing out. Open your chest, expand your chest. And then collect everything and bring it back to you, everything that's good and nurturing, back to your heart. Breathe that deep breath again. For time. Feels so good to stretch the chest and open the heart. So often we forget to do this. It's so nurturing. And this time, just kind of give yourself a hug as you bring your arms in. Take a breath. And now move your hands to you. One hand to your heart, one to your belly. The one over your belly is just going to start doing some small clockwise motions with the palm. So you're kind of moving the palm very gently in a circular clockwise motion over your belly button. And you can do it about 3 times. This is very stimulating to the energetic centers of the body and very nurturing. If you have any digestive issues, it feels great. Take a breath. Really notice with your hand on your belly, the belly expand as you take that deep breath. And then let's just gently place our hands on our hips and squeeze our hips. And if we can reach to the lower back and squeeze our lower back, you can do that if it's comfortable for you. And if you'd rather, you can use your fists and just tap the hips and tap the lower back. If you can comfortably reach the lower back, you can do some circular movements along the spine or sacrum with your fingertips. And take a breath here. Don't forget to breathe through each of these moves. Feels really great to work on the torso part of our body. And then when you're done massaging, just hold the lower back. Breathe. Now let's work on our lower body. So again, we're just going to use our hands and massage our hips in a circular motion on each side. You can do the same time on each side. Use your palms and just do a circular motion on the hips, side of the body. And then just let your hands rest on your thighs. If you're in a position where you can do some light circular motion over the top of the thigh or squeezing the thigh, you can do that. And then do circular movements over your knees 3 times using your palms. So just like the elbow, you would just do the massage over the knee 3 times. Taking a breath, letting go of tension you feel in the lower body, imagining relaxation going all the way down to the entire leg, beyond the knee, into the ankle and foot. If it's comfortable, you can massage the calf, squeeze the back of the calf, and then do circular movements around your ankle. And if you're not in a position to reach the lower body, that's okay. Just keep your hands massaging your knees and imagine that you're massaging the calf and ankle and foot and toes. Just imagine the relaxation going to those areas. And if you can reach your ankle, do those circular movements and then squeeze the bottom of the foot and squeeze each of your toes. Make sure to do the same thing on both sides so that you're creating balance throughout the body. Make sure to breathe. And if it's comfortable, you can tap the bottom of your foot using using your fist and just tap the bottom of the foot 3 times. This is very energizing. Sends energy up to the body. And you can use that to end your routine. And once you're finished, just take a breath, appreciating the time you've taken to nurture yourself. And do one last brush off of the energy. You can brush off your entire body. And now we'll just sit in silence for a moment and listen to the sounds of the bowls for relaxation. And now let's return to the room, coming back to our space. And if you'd like, you can do a little massage on your ears. Just gently pull the earlobes up and down towards the floor. Pull the top of the ear up towards the head, bottom of the ear down towards the floor, and do both sides. And make sure to drink plenty of water today after your session. It's great to drink water after you've done self massage, just to flush out any toxins and nourish the body. And so now I'll send it over to Allison.
You go into a coffee shop or any sort of waiting area, what do you see? Everybody, yeah, am I right? I'm guilty of it too. And this is a very often overlooked opportunity for self care. Everybody is slouched, their head is down, using their cell phone. Uh, I do it too. And this is something I've been trying to work on. You don't feel the effects of spending long periods of doing this. You don't feel it right away. You feel it afterwards in your shoulders, your upper back. Sometimes people might get headachy. Healthcare providers are seeing the effects of sustained posture like this so often now. There's even a name, not an official medical name, but it is referred to as tech neck. And in our unplugging class today, I just thought I'd bring this in as another, like I say, opportunity for self-care. And so I have a few tips. These are some things I'm trying to work on myself. First of all, what motivated me to try to be aware of my posture while using a smartphone or using my laptop or using any kind of screen. If I read a book on my device, same thing. What made me aware was I read an article about the weight of your head at an angle as opposed to if it's kind of sitting straight on top of your shoulders. And we're sharing this screen with you because it really is an eye opener. Um, if your head is at 45 degrees, your neck muscles have to work so much harder. It's like your muscles trying to lift a 50-pound bag of potatoes. Here's another illustration. If you hold a gallon of milk by your side, straight down, you can hold it for quite a lot longer than if you had that gallon of milk in your hand with your arm outstretched. And it's the same with our shoulders supporting our head. A gallon of milk, by the way, weighs less, a couple pounds less than our head does. So at 45-degree angle, which is the angle at which most people sit and use their devices, 45-degree angle, that is like lifting 50 pounds. Your head has to work so much harder, 4 or 5 times harder. And you'll feel it in your shoulders, shoulder tension, your back, all sorts of things. So here are a few things to help counter that. An elbow tuck. So if you can, see, let me move my camera here. If you drop your shoulders tuck your elbow against your body when you're using your phone. So shoulders down, elbows tucked in, and try to bring your phone closer to your face that way. That'll relax those shoulder muscles a bit. So try to hold your device at eye level if possible. And two hands actually will help ensure that your shoulders are down as far as possible while you're using your phone. Another thing you can do that you may not have thought of is increase your font size. Then you don't have to have your head down maybe quite so close to your screen to read the print. That's just a thought. And also, there's a 15-minute rule. Try and limit your sustained use to 15 minutes at a time. Your body will have much less. It'll have much less impact on your body. 15 minutes or less of use. Change positions as much as you can. It's staying in one place that is not so good for your posture and for the effects on your body. So those are just a few things that'll help you minimize the effects of tech neck. One exercise quickly that you can do to release the tension that you can get from when you're not unplugged, when you're using your smartphone or whatever, you can do scapula squeezes. So your shoulder blades, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Bring your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, hold it there either for 30 seconds or so. Release, squeeze them back again. And you can either hold them for 30 seconds or do it several times in a row. And that will help relieve tension there in that area. So just a few tips. That's something I'm working on, something we could all work on, I think. And I'm already seeing the benefits in my shoulders where I hold a lot of tension when I have it. So that is my tech tip. A little bit different today. So, but we thought that it was something to help in your self-care. So that's the end of my tech tip. And to finish the class, we have a quote that is relevant to what we're saying. I'll read that to you. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. We like that. That's by Anne Lamott. And we're very grateful that you've joined us today. Jennifer and I thank you, and we hope we've helped you a little way on your journey towards a little more self-care. We're very grateful to Images of Hope, El Dorado, for their support. We're grateful to our viewers for your support. When you're on YouTube watching our classes, don't forget to click on subscribe, or if you contact us, we'll be happy to put you on our email list, and then you'll receive notification also about when each class is available, and also links to additional resources and handouts that are relevant to the class of the month. So don't hesitate to do that. Contact us. We'll put you on the list so you'll get that. Click on subscribe, and we hope this helps. So take care of yourselves, and thank you again. Bye-bye.